The National Education Policy NEP 2020 and the National Curriculum Framework for School Education NCF-SE emphasize the holistic progress of learners during their school years. Parak NCERT has created a holistic progress card for the secondary stage, a holistic 360-degree multi-dimensional report that helps learners evaluate their progress and identify areas of strengths and improvement. You can find Parak's holistic progress cards for the secondary stage by logging on to the NCERT website at www.ncert.nic.in. Parak's holistic progress card for the secondary stage is divided into 6 parts. Part A, B, C, D, E and F. Part A1 collects general information about the learner. Parts A2 and A3 include goal setting and time management, aspects that are crucial for learners at this stage, through self-reporting and introspection. Part A4 encourages learners to think about their future and express how they feel about it. Learners plan their future goals and think about how to manage their time efficiently. Part 5 is an accomplishments inventory that learners fill throughout the year, marking progress in different aspects of holistic development. Part A6 encourages learners to think about life skills they have developed and skills they need to harness. It also suggests several online courses for upskilling and earning course credit at the secondary stage. The overall focus of Part A is to prepare learners for their future outside the school education system, irrespective of the choices they make. At the secondary stage, learners are assessed against 3 abilities: awareness, sensitivity, and creativity. Awareness is related to having knowledge of the activity, being attentive, perceptive, and fully engaged in the activity. Sensitivity is all about managing emotions, thoughts, and behavior, being attuned to the emotions and needs of peers during the activity, and approaching conflicts with open-mindedness and empathy. Generating innovative, original, and flexible solutions to problems is at the heart of creativity. Looking at a situation from different angles is also an important aspect. The abilities are measured at 3 performance levels: beginner, proficient, and advanced. Beginner is indicative of the challenges faced by the learner that prevent age and grade appropriate performance during the activity and highlights a need to support learning. Proficient is indicative of the potential demonstrated by a learner towards successful performance. The learner still needs some support to do the higher order activity successfully. Advanced is indicative of successful performance in a particular activity wherein the learner required minimal external support. Part B is related to group project work, which is divided into 3 stages. The teacher plans the project and aligns it to subjects, curricular goals, competencies, and integrates it with different pedagogies. A project task prompt is shared with the learners, post which they brainstorm and create guiding questions. In stage 1, they create a project schedule and divide the tasks among the group members. There is learner reflection and teacher assessment at this stage, focusing on the brainstorming and planning process. In stage 2, the project is halfway through and the teacher assesses learners based on the progress made. Stage 3 is done after the project is done. The teacher creates assessment rubrics to assess the contents of the final output of the project. That is followed by learner reflection and peer feedback. The overview shows cumulative feedback for the learner based on their teacher feedback, self-reflection, and peer feedback at different stages. Finally, Learner does post-project reflections and notes down takeaways from the project. Part C is for problem-based inquiry that is done individually by the learner. The teacher plans the task and aligns it to subjects, curricular goals, competencies, and integrates it with different pedagogies. A task prompt is shared with the learners, post which they brainstorm and create guiding questions. They also create a research schedule. In Stage 1, teacher assessment and learner reflection at this stage are about the brainstorming and planning process. Stage 2 has teacher assessment and learner reflection. By this stage, the learners have completed a first draft based on the prompt. Stage 3 has teacher assessment and peer feedback. The overview shows cumulative feedback for the learner based on teacher assessment, their self-reflection and peer feedback at different stages. Finally, learner does post-task reflections and notes down takeaways from the task. Part D is for classroom interactions. The teacher plans the classroom interaction and aligns it to subjects, curricular goals, competencies, and integrates it with different pedagogies. A task prompt is shared with the learners, post which they brainstorm. After the classroom interaction is done, there is teacher assessment, learners' reflection, and peer feedback. The overview shows cumulative feedback for the learner based on teacher feedback, their self-reflection, and peer feedback. Part E is the journey of the learning through online courses during the year. Part F is intended to provide some insight into the time spent by learners on various parts of different activities that contribute to their evaluation. At the end of each year, the teacher would maintain the student's competency profile by recording the learner's progress based on their performance level in various key competencies. Let's hear from the users of the Holistic Progress Card. What do you like about the HPC?
It has helped me create a proper timetable and manage my time better.
I love doing the group project works. My peers gives me useful feedback.
What motivates you to use the HPC regularly?
I find assessing learners at each stage of my project useful. I can give immediate and useful feedback to my learners at each stage.
Parak hopes that the Holistic Progress Card at the secondary stage will make learners lifelong learners and prepared for their future.